God is preparing a godly man for you right now. Age means nothing to him. Listen carefully, my beloved, because this message did not find you by accident, and you did not press play randomly. You were summoned, located, and gently pulled into this moment by divine design, and if you feel your heart beating a little faster right now, that is not imagination, that is recognition. Don't skip this, you must hear this from beginning to end, because what I am about to reveal touches the deepest questions you have been afraid to ask out loud, and if you leave too soon, you will miss a confirmation meant only for you. My child, I see the quiet ache you carry when you think about love, companionship, and timing, and I see how you've wondered if time has somehow passed you by, if your age has become a barrier, if the door has already closed. Tell me honestly, have you felt that fear creep in late at night when no one else could see it? Listen carefully, because heaven is interrupting that lie right now. There is a man being prepared for you in this very season, and his preparation has nothing to do with numbers, calendars, or the opinions of people who never knew your prayers. You were not delayed, you were protected, and this is where the mystery deepens, so don't skip this. For a long time, you thought the waiting meant denial, but what if the waiting was divine construction happening out of sight? What if God was shaping not only His character but also your discernment, your strength, your boundaries, your ability to recognize the right love when it finally stands in front of you? Have you noticed how different you are now compared to who you were years ago? Listen carefully, my beloved, because I am speaking directly to you now. The man being prepared for you is not rushed, not confused, not intimidated by your past, and not limited by your age, because God does not measure readiness the way humans do. You must hear this, because the enemy has tried to convince you that time disqualified you, but heaven declares that time refined you. Do you feel a strange mix of relief and disbelief hearing this right now? Don't skip this moment, because something is shifting even as you listen. There were relationships that ended painfully, not because you failed, but because they could not go where God is taking you, and I know you questioned yourself after those endings. My child, did you ever ask why the wrong ones always left just before things became serious? Listen carefully, because that was divine intervention, not abandonment. God was removing what could not survive the weight of your destiny. Now feel this truth settle into your spirit. The man being prepared for you is also coming out of his own season of pruning, correction, and quiet growth, and yes, his age may surprise you, but his heart will recognize yours instantly. Do you believe this message found you on purpose, or are you still trying to tell yourself it's just coincidence? Don't skip this, because here comes the reassurance your soul has been craving. You are not behind, you are not late, and you are not forgotten. You are precisely where you need to be for what is about to happen next, and God has been guarding you from connections that would have broken you at the wrong time. Listen carefully, chosen one, because the preparation happening now is intense, deliberate, and nearly complete, and if you pay attention, you will start noticing subtle signs around you, shifts in your desires, sudden peace about your past, an unexpected excitement about the future. Have you sensed that something in your life is quietly aligning lately? Don't skip this next truth, because it carries a warning wrapped in love. When this man enters your life, it will challenge old beliefs, old fears, and old timelines you thought were fixed, and you must be ready to receive without self-sabotage. My beloved, are you willing to let go of the idea that love has an expiration date? Listen carefully, because age has never limited God's plans, and the connection coming toward you is built on purpose, not panic, on covenant, not convenience. I need you to stay with me, because what I haven't revealed yet about how and when this meeting unfolds will shake every assumption you've been holding, and what happens next will shock you. Because the way God orchestrates this encounter will not look like what you expected, and that is why you must not skip this moment, my child, because heaven is about to expose a hidden truth you have been sensing but couldn't name. Listen carefully now, because this is a direct word for you. The preparation happening right now is not only about Him finding you, it is about you recognizing Him without fear when He appears. There is urgency in this moment, and if you feel a sudden stillness in your spirit, that is divine focus settling in. Don't skip this, because what I am revealing now dismantles a lie that has followed you for years. You were taught, subtly or loudly, that love must follow a schedule, that milestones define worth, that age decides value, but heaven does not operate on human clocks. My beloved, have you ever felt embarrassed for still hoping, as if hope itself needed permission? Listen carefully, because God never asked you to stop believing, He asked you to stop settling. This is where the mystery deepens, so stay with me. The man being prepared for you has been delayed for the same reason you were, because premature connection would have caused unnecessary wounds. Fear rises here because part of you wonders if waiting longer means risking disappointment, and I see that fear, I know it well. Tell me honestly, have you guarded your heart so tightly that even the thought of love feels dangerous now? Don't skip this reassurance, because divine protection is surrounding you even now. God has been shielding you from counterfeit connections that looked right on the surface but lacked spiritual depth, and that protection cost you time but saved your soul. Listen carefully, chosen one, because this next truth restores hope. The man coming toward you is not intimidated by your maturity, your wisdom, or your journey. He is drawn to it, because God shaped him to honor what others misunderstood. Do you feel a strange comfort hearing that right now? Don't skip this, because destiny is speaking again. When you meet him, the connection will feel calm before it feels exciting, familiar before it feels romantic, and that calm will confuse you at first because chaos was your old normal. Have you noticed how your spirit now craves peace more than passion? Listen carefully, because this craving is preparation. There is a warning hidden in this blessing, and you must hear it. Do not let old voices convince you to question what God confirms. People may comment on age, timing, or appearances, but their opinions cannot cancel a divine assignment. My child, are you willing to trust God even when others don't understand His timing for you? Don't skip this next revelation, because it carries hope wrapped in destiny. The meeting will happen when you are least tempted to force it, least desperate to prove anything, and most aligned with who you truly are becoming. That is why recent changes in your life felt uncomfortable but necessary. Do you recognize how much you've grown without applause? Listen carefully now, because the future is leaning toward you. This connection will awaken parts of you that went quiet during the waiting, and you will realize the delay did not diminish you, it prepared you for a love that lasts. Stay with me, because the truth I haven't revealed yet about the sign that confirms this man is from God will change everything. And that sign will arrive subtly, not with noise or spectacle, which is why you must listen carefully now, my beloved, because if you are distracted by fear or impatience, you might overlook the very confirmation you asked God for. Don't skip this, because heaven is speaking with precision. The sign will not be dramatic at first, it will feel like recognition, like something in your spirit quietly standing at attention, and this is where urgency rises again because you have prayed for clarity, not confusion. My child, have you noticed how lately you can sense truth faster than before, even when no one says a word? Listen carefully, because that discernment was sharpened during the waiting. Fear may whisper that you'll misread the moment, that you'll choose wrong again, but hear this reassurance now: God does not tease His chosen ones with false peace. The calm you feel around this man will not be emptiness, it will be safety. Do you feel that relief washing over you right now? Don't skip this next truth, because it interrupts a dangerous lie. You were never meant to compete with time or with younger versions of yourself. You were meant to arrive whole, healed enough to recognize healthy love. This is where the mystery thickens, so stay focused. The man being prepared for you has also questioned timing, has also wondered why paths didn't align sooner, and when your stories intersect, there will be an unspoken understanding that feels sacred. Have you ever felt drawn to someone you haven't even met yet? Listen carefully, chosen one, because divine preparation often happens in parallel, unseen but synchronized. There is emotional tension here because part of you fears hope itself, afraid that believing again might reopen old wounds. Tell me honestly, have you ever told yourself not to expect too much just to avoid being hurt? Don't skip this reassurance, because protection is still active. God is not leading you into disappointment, He is leading you into discernment, and that discernment will guard your heart even as it opens. Listen carefully now, because destiny is pressing closer. When you encounter this man, conversations will flow without effort, respect will be immediate, and there will be no pressure to perform or prove your worth. Does your spirit crave that kind of ease right now? Don't skip this, because here comes a warning wrapped in love. Old patterns may try to reassert themselves, tempting you to question stability because it feels unfamiliar, but you must resist that pull. My beloved, are you willing to choose peace even if excitement comes quietly? Listen carefully, because age means nothing to God when alignment is present, and this union will reflect purpose more than preference. The waiting season trained you to recognize substance over surface, and that training was intentional. Do you see now how nothing was wasted? Stay with me, because the revelation I haven't shared yet about the exact moment your confirmation arrives will shift your expectations completely, and everything is about to change. Because that moment of confirmation will come when you least expect it, and that is why the urgency intensifies right now, my child. So don't skip this, don't look away, don't let your mind wander, because heaven is narrowing in on you with precision. Listen carefully, because what I am about to say touches a wound you rarely speak about. There were times you wondered if God was silent about your love life, times you felt overlooked while others celebrated milestones, and that quiet pain shaped you more than you realize. Tell me honestly, did you ever feel invisible in seasons when you needed reassurance the most? Don't skip this reassurance, because divine protection was active even in that silence. God was not withholding love from you, He was preserving you for a love that could sustain the weight of your calling. The mystery deepens here, so stay with me. The confirmation will not arrive through pressure or persuasion, it will come through peace that refuses to leave, a peace that stays even after doubts try to interrupt it. Have you noticed how your spirit no longer tolerates confusion the way it once did? Listen carefully, chosen one, because fear may rise again, whispering that you're imagining things, that hope is dangerous, that disappointment is inevitable, but hear this sudden reassurance now: What God is preparing cannot be undone by fear. This connection will not demand you shrink, rush, or apologize for who you are. Do you feel your shoulders relaxing as you hear that truth? Don't skip this next hook, because destiny is speaking louder. When this man enters your life, there will be a sense of divine order, as if things begin aligning effortlessly around you, doors opening, clarity increasing, peace expanding. My beloved, have you felt small shifts in your environment lately that you couldn't explain? Listen carefully, because those shifts are not random, they are signs of preparation converging. There is a warning hidden here, and you must hear it. Resist the urge to interrogate the blessing when it arrives gently. Not everything from God comes with struggle, some gifts come with rest. Are you willing to receive love without bracing for loss? Don't skip this reassurance, because hope is rising again. The man God is preparing will meet you with honor, patience, and emotional safety, and his presence will feel like confirmation rather than conquest. Listen carefully now, because age will fade into irrelevance the moment purpose speaks, and you will realize that timing delayed nothing essential. Have you ever sensed that your story would make sense only later? Stay with me, because the truth I haven't revealed yet about the spiritual reason this connection was delayed until now will rearrange everything you thought you knew, and what comes next will leave you breathless. Because the delay was not punishment, my beloved, it was precision, and this is why you must listen carefully now, because heaven is pulling back a veil you have stared at for years without understanding. Don't skip this, because what I am about to say will confront both your pain and your power at the same time. The spiritual reason this connection was delayed is because your assignment together required maturity, healing, and authority that could only be forged through waiting. Fear rises here because part of you wonders how much you had to lose to gain this wisdom. Tell me honestly, have you ever grieved the version of life you thought you would have by now? Listen carefully, chosen one, because God never wastes tears, He repurposes them. Every disappointment refined your discernment so you would not confuse attention with intention or attraction with alignment. Don't skip this reassurance, because divine protection is still speaking over you. The man being prepared for you needed time to become safe, steady, and spiritually awake enough to recognize your worth without trying to possess it. Do you feel the relief of that truth settling in your chest right now? Stay with me, because the mystery deepens again. You and he carry lessons that must meet at the right altitude, and if you had crossed paths earlier, you might have missed each other emotionally even if you were standing face to face. Fear may whisper that this sounds too perfect, too hopeful, too late, but listen carefully to this sudden reassurance. God's timing does not expire, and His promises do not decay. My child, have you noticed how you no longer beg for love but desire alignment instead? Don't skip this next hook, because destiny is accelerating. When this man enters your life, you will notice a shift in how you pray, how you dream, and how you see yourself, because partnership will amplify purpose, not distract from it. Are you prepared for love that strengthens rather than consumes you? Listen carefully, because there is a warning wrapped in mercy here. The enemy will attempt to resurrect old doubts right before this blessing manifests, urging you to retreat, overthink, or disqualify yourself, but you must not partner with that voice. My beloved, are you willing to trust peace even when it arrives quietly? Don't skip this reassurance, because heaven is closer than it feels. The preparation is nearly complete, and the final alignment will happen suddenly, without drama, without striving, and without confusion. Do you sense that something in your life is about to turn decisively? Stay with me, because the final truth I have not yet revealed about what happens immediately after this man enters your life will redefine everything you expect from love, and the next moment will change everything. Because what happens immediately after he enters your life will not just affect your heart, my child, it will touch your destiny, and that is why the urgency peaks right now, and you must listen carefully, because heaven is sealing this message directly into you. Don't skip this, because the moment alignment completes, acceleration begins. When this man steps into your world, clarity will follow him, not confusion, and you will notice doors opening that had nothing to do with romance at all, as if his presence unlocks momentum that was waiting for agreement. Have you ever wondered why certain opportunities stalled until the right person stood beside you? Listen carefully, chosen one, because fear may try to rise again, whispering that you are about to lose your independence or your identity. But hear this sudden reassurance now: this connection will not replace you, it will reveal you. Your voice will grow stronger, your boundaries firmer, your joy steadier. Do you feel that quiet courage awakening in you right now? Don't skip this next hook, because destiny speaks again. Together, you will recognize divine patterns where you once saw random pain, and the past will finally make sense without hurting anymore. My beloved, have you noticed how healing feels closer than it ever has before? Listen carefully, because there is a warning wrapped in wisdom here. When this blessing arrives, move slowly, not out of fear, but out of honor, and let peace lead every step. Urgency is not required when God is in control. Are you willing to trust a process that feels calm instead of chaotic? Don't skip this reassurance, because protection is still active. People may question the timing, the age, the pace, but their voices will fade as confirmation multiplies in ways only you can recognize. My child, do you believe now that love was never late, only aligned? Listen carefully, because this final truth seals everything. The moment you stop measuring yourself by time is the moment everything accelerates, and what God has prepared will arrive whole, intentional, and unmistakably divine. Stay with me, because what unfolds after this meeting will rewrite your future in ways you never imagined, and everything is about to change. After your past relationship, God is sending someone new. Even with the age difference, this is real. My child, listen carefully, because this moment is not accidental and you did not arrive here by chance. I am speaking directly to you, yes you, the one whose heart still remembers the pain of what was lost, the nights you questioned your worth, the moments you wondered if love had passed you by forever. Don't skip this, because what I am about to say is being released at the exact second your spirit can finally receive it. There is an urgency surrounding you right now, a divine alert in the unseen realm, because after what you endured in your past relationship, something new has already been set into motion, something unexpected, something that does not fit the rules you were taught, and that is why you must hear this with your spirit and not your fear. Tell me honestly, do you feel a strange stirring in your heart even as these words reach you? You thought your past was punishment, but it was preparation. You thought the ending was rejection, but it was redirection, and I need you to understand this before anything else unfolds. The door that closed behind you was not meant to be reopened, and anyone you keep looking back to will only delay what I am sending forward. Listen carefully, because there is rising mystery around you now, signs you couldn't explain, thoughts appearing without warning, a sense that something is shifting even. Though nothing looks different yet, have you noticed how certain names, faces, or ideas have begun crossing your mind lately without effort? That is not coincidence, that is alignment beginning to take shape, but here is where fear tries to interrupt, because what I am sending will not match the expectations you once had, and your mind may resist before your spirit recognizes it. There will be an age difference, and the enemy will try to use that detail to confuse you, to make you doubt, to whisper that it cannot be real, that it cannot be right, that people will talk, that it will not last. But I say to you now, do not let human logic override divine design, because what I am building is not fragile, it is intentional, and I am protecting it before you even see it. My beloved, I saw the tears you never spoke about, I saw how you gave more than you received, how you stayed longer than you should have, how you begged silently for effort that never came, and I allowed it to end not because you failed, but because you outgrew the environment you were in. Don't skip this, because this next part is crucial. The person I am sending carries maturity that matches your future, not your past, and whether they are older or younger, their spirit is aligned with your calling, not your wounds. Do you believe that God could still surprise you in a way you didn't plan for? There is reassurance coming now, because I need you to release the fear that you will repeat the same pain. This connection will not drain you, it will steady you, it will not confuse you, it will bring clarity, and you will notice peace arriving faster than passion, safety arriving before excitement, and that is how you will know this is real. Chosen one, you have been marked for restoration, not replacement. And the love approaching you is not here to compete with your past but to heal what your past could not reach. Listen carefully, because here is the warning and the promise wrapped together. If you rush ahead or cling behind, you may miss the exact timing of this encounter. Have you been asking God to confirm what you've been sensing lately? This is your confirmation, but I am not revealing everything yet, because there is a future miracle tied to this connection that your mind is not ready to fully grasp. All I will say now is this: the way you meet, the way it unfolds, and the way it challenges what you thought love should look like will test your obedience and your trust at the same time. And if you stay with me, if you don't turn away, if you don't let fear decide for you, what happens next will shock you. And before your mind tries to analyze what I just said, pause, breathe, and listen again, because the urgency has not lifted, it has intensified. My child, there is movement happening behind the scenes that you cannot see yet, conversations being stirred, paths being redirected, timing being synchronized down to the smallest detail. And this is why you felt restless lately. This is why sleep has been lighter, thoughts deeper, emotions closer to the surface. Don't skip this, because if you miss this understanding, you may misinterpret the signs when they begin to appear in your physical world. Tell me honestly, have you felt like something important is approaching but you couldn't explain what it was? The mystery deepens now, because the person I am sending has already crossed emotional terrain you are just now finishing, and that age difference you keep worrying about is not a barrier, it is a bridge. It carries wisdom where you need stability, or innocence where you need renewal, and the enemy hates this because it breaks the pattern of pain you were stuck repeating. Listen carefully. Fear will try to speak loudest right before alignment arrives. Fear will remind you of how it ended last time. Fear will replay old conversations, old disappointments, old betrayals, and make you question whether your heart can survive another attempt. Have you been guarding your heart so tightly that even hope feels dangerous right now? I am speaking reassurance into that place, my beloved, because this time I am not asking you to fight for love, I am asking you to recognize it. You will not have to convince this person to see you. You will not have to shrink or perform or overextend. Their interest will feel calm, steady, and intentional, and that peace will confuse you at first because chaos became familiar. Don't skip this, because here comes the identity shift. You are not the one who has to prove worth anymore. You are the one who is being approached with purpose, chosen one. You were never too much. You were simply in the wrong hands, and now destiny is correcting what was mishandled. Listen carefully, because there is a warning hidden inside this blessing. People around you may not understand it immediately. Opinions may rise, assumptions may surface, and the age difference will be the easiest thing for them to judge. But their voices do not hold authority over what I am building in your life. Do you trust God enough to choose peace even if others choose misunderstanding? The tension rises here for a reason, because obedience is being tested before reward is revealed, and I need you to hear this clearly. Secrecy may be necessary at first, not out of shame, but out of protection, because fragile beginnings need covering, not exposure. My child, you will notice subtle signs when this connection approaches: repeated encounters, unexpected conversations, a feeling of familiarity without history, and a sense of safety that disarms your defenses. Have you noticed how your standards have changed since your last relationship ended? That was not bitterness, that was discernment growing, and now hope is returning quietly, not loudly, not dramatically, but steadily, and this is where destiny whispers instead of shouts. Don't skip this next revelation, because timing matters more than desire, and impatience could cause you to question something that simply needs space to unfold. I am not finished speaking about this person, not even close, because there is a truth about their past, their prayers, and the way your paths are about to intersect that will challenge everything you thought you knew about divine timing, and when that truth is revealed, everything is about to change. Because now you must hear what has been hidden beneath the surface, my child, and you must hear it without fear, because what I am about to reveal explains why delays happened, why connections failed, and why loneliness lingered longer than you expected. Don't skip this. Listen carefully. The person I am sending did not arrive sooner because they were being prepared just as intensely as you were. Their prayers crossed paths with yours long before your eyes ever will. Their wounds were being healed so they would not bleed onto you, and their maturity was being forged so they could meet you without repeating cycles of damage. Tell me honestly, does it surprise you to know someone has been praying for a love they could protect, not consume? The mystery deepens here, because you assumed you were waiting alone, but in the unseen realm, alignment was happening step by step, season by season, and this is why certain opportunities fell apart, why certain people drifted away without explanation, why plans you were sure about suddenly collapsed. Fear rises now because your heart remembers disappointment, and your mind whispers that hope leads to heartbreak. But hear me, my beloved, this time is different because this connection will not awaken anxiety, it will quiet it, and you will feel clarity where confusion used to live, peace where you once felt the need to overthink every word, every pause, every silence. Have you felt tired of emotional guessing games lately? That exhaustion was not weakness, it was readiness for something real. Don't skip this, because here is the divine protection you need to understand. I am shielding this connection from premature exposure, from rushed expectations, from old versions of you that no longer belong in your future. You will be tempted to label it too quickly or dismiss it too early, especially because the age difference will challenge your logic. But logic is not the ruler of destiny, obedience is. Chosen one, you are stepping into a chapter where love is not loud but loyal, not dramatic but dependable, and that may feel unfamiliar at first, almost boring to the part of you that learned to associate intensity with affection. Do you believe that calm can still carry passion? Listen carefully, because the warning comes gently but firmly. If you test this person with walls instead of wisdom, you may delay what is meant to heal you. Discernment does not mean distance, it means awareness without fear, and I am teaching you how to receive without self-sabotage. My child, there will be a moment when this person says something simple, something unforced, and it will unlock a part of you that has been guarded since your last heartbreak, and you will feel emotion rise. Unexpectedly, have you imagined what it would feel like to be chosen without persuasion? Hope begins to breathe again here, not as fantasy, but as grounded expectation, because destiny is not rushing, it is arriving precisely. Don't skip this next part, because the way this connection begins will not look like a movie scene, but the way it grows will leave no doubt that God was involved, and there is one specific detail about the timing, the setting, and the decision you will face that I have not revealed yet. And when that moment comes, the truth you are about to face will change everything. And this is where your discernment will be tested in a way you did not expect, my child, because when this person steps closer into your life, it will feel almost too gentle, too natural, too unforced, and your past pain may whisper that real love should hurt a little, struggle a little, cost you a little more than peace. Don't skip this, because this is a spiritual interruption meant to stop you from mislabeling a blessing as boredom. Listen carefully. The calm you feel around this person is not absence of passion, it is absence of threat, and your nervous system is learning what safety feels like again. Tell me honestly, does peace feel unfamiliar to you right now? The mystery deepens because the connection will not announce itself loudly, it will unfold quietly, in conversations that linger, in laughter that surprises you, in moments where you realize you are being fully seen without performing, and that is when fear will rise suddenly, because familiarity without chaos feels risky to a heart trained by survival. But I am here to reassure you, my beloved, you are not losing your edge. You are laying down your armor, chosen one. This is not a lesson, love. This is a life partner alignment, and the age difference is not a flaw but a feature of balance, where one brings grounding and the other brings renewal, where wisdom meets wonder, and wounds meet patience. Listen carefully, because here is the warning you must not ignore. Do not let outside voices rush you to define this too soon or reject it too fast. Pressure will come from both directions. Some will push you to commit before clarity. Others will push you to walk away before understanding. But your instruction is simple: move slowly, stay present, and remain honest with yourself and with me. Have you been asking God to make things clear without forcing you to chase? That prayer is being answered now. Don't skip this, because here comes the rising tension that prepares you for truth. There will be a moment when doubt speaks loudly, perhaps after a delay in communication, a misunderstanding, or a pause that triggers old abandonment fears, and in that moment you will be tempted to retreat emotionally. But I tell you now, pause does not mean rejection. Silence does not mean loss. Sometimes it means alignment recalibrating. My child, this person will not disappear when things slow down. They will remain consistent even when intensity fades, and that consistency will begin to heal you in ways words cannot. Do you feel your heart softening even as you listen to this? Hope rises here, not as excitement alone, but as trust rebuilding itself piece by piece. Because destiny is not dramatic, it is dependable, and I am teaching you to recognize the difference. Listen carefully, because the next phase will require a decision that feels small but carries great weight, a choice to stay open instead of guarded, to communicate instead of assume, to trust instead of test. And that moment is closer than you think, because the truth about how and when this connection deepens has not been revealed yet, and when it is, everything you thought you knew about timing will be overturned, and what happens next will shock you. Because now you are approaching the threshold where your heart will recognize what your mind has struggled to accept. My child, listen carefully, because this is where the divine alignment begins to show itself in tangible ways, small signs, repeated encounters, coincidences that feel too precise to be random. Don't skip this, because if you overlook these markers, you could misread the timing and almost miss what I have orchestrated just for you. Tell me honestly, have you noticed patterns in your life lately that felt like gentle nudges, whispers from me guiding you forward? The suspense rises here, because the person I am sending is carrying patience that mirrors your own journey. They have also waited, they have also learned, and they are stepping into your story with intention, but fear may still arise because the past screams louder than the promise, because memories of betrayal, heartbreak, and disappointment may tempt you to push away what is meant to heal. My beloved, hear me clearly. This is not a repetition of your past. This is a restoration of what was delayed, and the age difference that seems so large to human eyes is nothing to the spirit, for in my plan, hearts that are aligned are never out of sync. Have you struggled to believe that love can still be gentle after pain? Listen carefully, because the test is coming, not of them, but of you. How willing are you to accept a connection without trying to control it, to trust it without forcing it to fit old expectations, to allow it to grow in its own divine timing? Don't skip this, because here comes the rising mystery and urgency intertwined. Signs will appear, some obvious, some subtle, that will leave you questioning your perception and calling you to pay attention, and those who attempt to sow doubt will feel powerless against the alignment I am forming. My child, I am holding this connection, protecting it, and steering it toward your readiness, toward your ability to receive love that is steady, consistent, and purpose-filled. But the enemy will test your focus, your patience, and your faith. Will you remain still when whispers of fear come, or will you flee before clarity arrives? Hope rises here because as this person draws near, your spirit will recognize familiarity, not in history, but in destiny, and that recognition will shock you, awaken you, and prepare you to step into a chapter you thought was no longer possible. Don't skip this next insight, because the alignment is more than timing. It is identity. It is confirmation of your chosen purpose. It is a spiritual marker that you are ready for restoration in ways you cannot yet measure. My beloved, you are not being punished for your past, you are being prepared for your future, and the final revelation that connects you with this person is still hidden, waiting for the precise moment. When it comes, the truth I haven't revealed yet will change everything. And now you are standing at the edge of understanding, my child, where everything I have been whispering begins to come into focus. Listen carefully, because this is the moment your spirit was waiting for even when your mind resisted. Don't skip this, because the final piece is not about romance alone. It is about restoration of trust, identity, and faith. The person I am sending is not arriving to complete you. They are arriving to walk with you as you step fully into who you already are, and that is why the timing feels so precise and yet so surprising. Tell me honestly, have you felt stronger lately, clearer, more grounded than you were after the relationship ended? The mystery resolves gently now, because the age difference was never the test. Surrender was, your willingness to let go of how you thought love should look and receive what love is meant to be. Fear rises one last time here, because stepping into something real means risking disappointment again. But hear me, my beloved, would not call you forward only to abandon you. I would not heal you only to wound you again, chosen one. This connection carries confirmation, not confusion. You will not feel pulled away from yourself. You will feel returned to yourself. Listen carefully, because here is the reassurance you need. When this person chooses you, it will not be dramatic, it will be deliberate, and that choice will echo louder than any promise you were ever given before. Have you ever experienced someone staying consistent without being asked? That is the sign. Don't skip this, because the final warning is subtle but important. Do not rush to label, announce, or define what is still unfolding. Allow it to breathe, allow it to root, because what grows slowly grows strong. My child, you are not late, you are right on time, and this chapter will not erase your past, it will redeem it. Every tear, every lesson, every lonely night will make sense when you look back from the place I am leading you. Hope now settles deeply, not as excitement alone, but as peace that confirms you are safe to move forward. And as this unfolds, you will realize something that will stop you in your tracks. This connection was not sent to distract you, it was sent to align you. And when the final confirmation arrives, when the moment you least expect reveals why everything happened the way it did, the truth will stand before you undeniable, and everything is about to change.